here. Are you guys ready for another fire session? We do this every single day. We're so happy and grateful, guys, that you are so committed that you come every single day. But first, guys, I have to make it a point. I have to celebrate one thing. Yesterday, we grew our organization. So the Lions grew in UK, USA, and UAE, guys. Put some fire in the chat. In one day, we got all of those places. Honestly, guys, that is the most amazing thing. You have no idea what it feels like to grow a business, and then not just that, but have that business grow everywhere in the space of 2 hours. In 2 hours, we were in UK, USA, and UAE, guys. Like, that is an amazing accomplishment for all of us. That is not just me. That is not just the person who signed them up. That's our whole team, guys. Like, remember that people will not refer to our business if they didn't like you guys, right? If they didn't like you guys, we would not be growing. So clearly, these people like you, and we will be happily taking over every single country. So before we get started, guys, please put in the chat which country you are based in right now. So put in the chat which country you are based in right now, and let's see where everyone is at, right? Let's see where everyone's at right now. Okay, UAE, Australia, Croatia, England, Poland, Oman, UK, India, London. No ads, you're not in London right now. Stop lying. USA, Kuwait. Guys, South Africa. Like, honestly, I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel so happy and grateful that you guys are on this call or in this team, because we are growing in so many places. It's unreal. So, guys, we really are an international team, and I'm so happy that you are here. And yeah, let's go and run it, guys. We're going to take over every single country. We're going to be 8-figure traders in every single country. Who's excited? Drop fire in the chat if you're excited to be an 8-figure trader. Put fire in the chat. I don't even think we should say 8 anymore. I think we should say 9, because we already have an 8-figure trader, and we should always aim above, right? So I feel like we should say 9-figure trader from now, right? Okay, cool, guys. Let's go. Okay, so today's training is about fear. And I definitely want to go over this one, because I feel like one of the main things that has hindered me in progression in life, in trading, and in business is actually fear, right? Fear is the thing that cripples you the most. So get your notebooks and pens ready, guys. We are definitely going to have a fire session today, and we want to make sure that we end it with a bang, with ads, and obviously you guys are so excited for ads as well. So guys, firstly, one thing, okay? So first thing that we want to go through is identify your fears, okay? So identify your fears. Write that down for me. Identify your fears. Learning how to overcome a fear is much like problem solving, okay? So if something is problem solving, right, we have to identify what the problem is in the first place. So put in the chat one fear that you have right now. Put in the chat one fear that you have right now. In the chat, guys, let's see what fears you have. Is it fear of being successful? Is it fear of money? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of losing someone? What is going on right now, right? What is it? Failure. What else, guys? Working in a 9 to 5. Yeah, man, I hear you say that's my fear too, right? Working in a 9 to 5. What else? It will turn on me. What other things are fearing you right now, guys? Put in the chat. Let's see what your fears are. Working a job all my life. Not enough time. Louise, that is a very good fear for you. Definitely. You never have time. Not being able to provide for my family. That is a good fear as well. I actually do fear that. I fear that my mom or dad will be working for God knows how many more years when they, like, because they have to, not because they want to. Controlled by someone. Yeah, that is a huge fear, guys. Like, guys, these are all fears that not being able to do my best. These are all fears that will hinder you if you have them. They will stop you from progressing, okay? So we want to make sure that you identify what the fear is in the first place. So one thing that I want you guys to do is put in the lion's den one fear that you have. Say, hi, lions, one fear I have, and then just put that in the lion's den for me, okay? So I can keep a track of all your fears as well. So put that in the lion's den, one fear that you have right now, yeah? Now, we want to, the next step is we want to recognize that fear can work for your advantage. So write down that fear can work to your advantage. Okay, fear is not necessarily a bad thing, guys. Like, people think fear is, but if you channel that information, you can actually progress that in a much better way. So fear in itself can be your advantage. Okay, our emotions exist to tell us things. So you want to write that down. Our emotions exist to tell us things. When you feel fear, right? When you feel fear, your soul is trying to tell you something, okay? Your soul is trying to tell you something, right? That's your inner self. That inner self is telling you something. So, Louise, your fear of not having enough time, your soul right now is telling you you don't have enough time, right? Z, your or Kelsey, you said that you fear that not being able to support your family. Well, guess what? Your soul is telling you you might not be able to support your family right now. Okay, so we want to understand that these fears that we have are telling us something. So to overcome, right, to overcome by stress or being distracted, it's your subconsciousness, right? So write down your subconsciousness fear that needs your attention. Okay, so when I said please, please, please write down your fear, right, you instantly thought of one thing. Now that's your subconsciousness telling you that this needs your attention. So if it's your family, that needs attention. If it's your time, that needs attention. If it's financial freedom, financial situation has your attention. Okay, you guys didn't say I fear for my life, I fear for my body, my health. None of you guys said that, right? Because your fear is the first thing that you said that needs your attention. So please, guys, make sure that you do understand that when you feel that fear, it's your subconscious telling you that you need to work on it, okay? So rather than overcoming it, what we want to do is actually face that anxiety and go head on. So write down, face that anxiety and go head on, okay? View fear as the piece of information instead of threat to survival. So write that down. Fear is the piece of information you can use instead of the threat to survival. So we grow up thinking that our fear is because of our survival instincts, right? But guys, what if we flipped it and actually said that that fear is just actually helping us in gaining what we want to achieve, right? It's our kick up the backside that we need to work on this, because if we don't, that's when there's going to be an issue, right? So we want to make sure that this critical source of guidance will help us reach our full potential. So if your fear is not enough time, we need to figure out how we can help that, because that fear is what you need for the next step. Okay, so does this make sense? Put 111 in the chat if this makes sense, guys. And for everyone that's watching this on YouTube, make sure you are interactive and you do write a comment with your thoughts so far, right? So 111, yep, everyone gets that this is going to be a vital piece of information, okay? So whatever that fear is. So if you are fearing entering the markets, right, because we're all traders, right? So if you fear entering a trade, if you fear drawdown, right, that's telling you maybe you need some more information in that field. Okay, so if you are fearing entering the markets, that means you need to actually learn more, right? You need to keep learning, right? I always feel that if I feel fear in trading, it's because I haven't learned enough that day, right? So I will go out, I will go on Go Live, and I will make sure that I learn something new each day. Okay, so that's one thing that will conquer that fear in trading. Third step. So number 3, guys, sit with your fear. So write that down. Sit with your fear, right? These are times for actions and reflections. However, when you have fear, and actually, to be honest, Ad says this to me all the time, right? That I actually do, I make decisions on emotions, and emotions are based on fear, right? Don't ever make a decision based on emotion, right? So this is that example where you have to sit with it. So if you feel fear, right, this is a time of reflection, not action. So write that down. In times of fear, it is a time of reflection, not action. Because acting too quickly can lead to behaviors that do more good than harm, right? Do more good than harm. So for instance, if you're on a diet, right? You're on a diet and you're fearful, and suddenly you want to go for that Big Mac, right? That could do more harm to your diet, But if you just sit with it, right, and do nothing, so write that down. In times of fear, we do nothing. In times of fear, we sit, we contemplate, we can meditate, we could do all of that stuff, right? Or we can ask Simon for some exercise help, right? Because, you know, he's very good at that. Go and ask Simon for exercise, guys. I've seen some of your bodies. Go and ask Simon for some help, okay? Right? We have Simon in the team. Go and ask him for some help. So in times of fear, guys, go and do something that is literally in one place, right? So exercise is good. Nothing is good. Contemplating is good. Journaling is good. But guys, make sure you sit with it, okay? Think about what the root cause is, okay? So when you are sitting down, think about what the root cause is. Why do you have this fear right now, right? Why do you have this fear, okay? Like for instance, and guys, I'm so open and honest with you guys. It's actually too honest, but sometimes I should be, right? And sometimes I shouldn't. But my fear is being alone, right? I have a fear of being alone. I always used to think that my fear was actually being left, right? So I feared like my team leaving, I feared my family leaving, I feared everything like that. But in actual fact, when I sat down and contemplated what my fear actually was, right? My fear was actually nothing to do with people leaving. It was my fear of being alone, okay? That was my fear, and that is still a fear. That you don't just get over that straight away. So what do? You face it head on. So I got a big place on my own. It's fucking shit sometimes, but it doesn't matter, guys, right? It doesn't matter, because when you face your fears head on, it is gonna be hard, yeah? Live it, like if my biggest fear is being alone, and then I live on my own, like you gotta imagine you have to go through every single obstacle. But if I went through every single obstacle, how strong would I be, right? How strong would my mindset be? How happy would I feel that I'm not overcome by fear, okay? So you gotta understand, guys, when you contemplate, that is the most important stage, okay? And you have to have a moment of reflection. And you have to make sure that you are productive, you are deliberate, and you are effective. So write that down. Put in the lion's den, overcoming fear in a way that is productive, deliberate, and effective. That is what we will be working on, guys. Working on that aspect. So put that in the chat. I know all of you guys are waiting for one person to write it down so you can copy and paste. I know that because I do that as well. I do that, don't worry guys, I do that too. So whoever is the first one, you are the true hero, and heroes don't just wear capes, right? So the quote is, there we go, it's Janella. Let's copy and paste, guys, and remember, we have to be productive, deliberate, and effective. Now, next thing, number 4, guys. Not too long to go now. Number 4, and look at all your little messages because you copy and paste. Man, I've got such an efficient team. I appreciate that. That's what we say, copy and paste. We are the ultimate copy and paste team. Right? Okay, number 4. Right? Now, and guys, if you didn't copy and paste and you're just watching, right, and I don't see your name, you are not just you're not efficient, you are lazy, because you could just copy and paste and you're still not doing it. That says a lot about you, not us. Okay, number 4, guys, create goals that are musts. Okay, that are a must. Write that down. Create goals that are a must, right? So for me, living in this place, right, you have no idea how many times I said, let me go back home, right? Let me just go back. I don't need this fancy place. I have a big house at home. And it's by the sea, right? Like it had everything. It had literally it was the best. I had like 4 cleaners. I had like, I had food made from 4 different people. I had my restaurant down the road. Guys, it is heaven, right? Heaven. But the goal for me is being able to be on my own. So that goal is a must, because I'm not going to be forever around people, okay? So that goal that you have has to be a must to you, because there's going to be so much temptation going back to your old life, going back to your comfort zone. Like I said, guys, this is my feeling, right? I have a house that has a restaurant down the road, which is, by the way, the best in Essex. So if you are in the UK, make sure you do show up. Okay, so we have a restaurant down the road. We have 4 cleaners. Okay, 4, right? There are literally like 7 rooms, 4 bathrooms, there's a sea, so I get to go out onto my back garden, not back garden, but back of the house and see the sea, right? And then, not to top it all off, we have no fucking congestion charge, right? We have none of that issue, okay? So that is the life that I want to create. However, right, when your goals are a must, I can't go into that temptation, right? Because guys, if I get into that temptation and I let myself down, in a year's time, I'll be in exactly the same position that I am today, right? And not overcoming your fear is worse than actually just fucking it up, right? It's actually worse than letting yourself down. So you have to dig so deep for your true goal. And it's not money. Guys, let me tell you something. Money is never your real goal, okay? Being an 8-figure trader is not actually your real goal. It's a way to help you on your real goals, but your real goal is something that's close to you and is personal, it's not money related. So make sure you remember that, okay? Because I can make all the money in the world, but I can still have that fear of being alone. And that means that I won't have peace, okay? Next step, number 5, recognize all excuses, okay? So I'll give you an example. When I have this fear of being alone and I'm in this flat and I call up ads and I'm like, oh yeah, I have to go back home, right? I literally say I have to go back home. I can't stay here. And he'll be like, why? And I'd be like, oh, it's too far. It's too far from everything and I can't live here. And then he'll be like, it's not. And then I'll come up with more and more excuses. I'll be like, oh yeah, but what have I said? Oh, it's very expensive, right? It's very expensive, but it's really not, right? It's very expensive. And he'll be like, is it? And then it gets worse, right? So I even speak to my mum about this and she said, but we can give you the money for the rent. So what's the issue now? And then I'll come up with more and more excuses to go back home and be in my comfort zone. None of the people in my life want me to move back home, which is really sad, but never mind. But it doesn't matter, right? I come up with excuse. So guys, put in the chat one excuse that you've given yourself for your fear right now. Put in the chat one excuse. So my excuse was this place too expensive. Then I actually said it's too hot. Then I once complained that the water was too cold. Like I have said so many excuses. Then I said Peanut doesn't like it, right? I said the cat doesn't like it. I've used every excuse under the sun, okay? So guys, I do understand excuses. So let's talk about your excuses. What will people think? I am tired, right? I'm tired. What excuses have you said because you want to actually not do what you said you were doing? I'm tired and sleepy, right? Guys, if you are excited, no time. Yeah, these are all excuses. People might not like me. Who would not like you, Kelsey? Right? Everyone likes you. Next one, right? Next one. There's so many things, guys, that we say as excuses, right? But guys, that is nothing. That is like me listing out that Peanut doesn't like this place. When you guys make an excuse to yourself for not overcoming your fear, remember one thing I said, okay? That's like me saying my cat doesn't like living here, okay? So when you hear your excuses, remember that I said to someone, right, that my cat doesn't like living here, and that's why I have to go back to my comfort zone. Now that is actually the pinnacle of dumb excuses, right? That is so stupid. Oh, hello, Biscuits here. That is so stupid, right? Now, guys, you have to feel the same about when you listing this. Like when you say you're not smart enough, you're like the smartest lion. Fucking hell. People would think I'm dumb. Anna, you pick up shit like straight away. Guys, these are like me saying Peanut doesn't like this flat, okay? Peanut doesn't like this flat. Like, never mind. Number 6, guys. Obviously, I'm going to wrap it up very, very soon so ads can go on. Number 6, surround yourself with success, okay? Surround yourself with success. Okay, so Tony Robbins always says proximity is power, and that is true, guys. The fact that we have Jason Stone, millionaire mentor, mentoring us, watching our chats every day, like literally being a stalker on our chats, because he is being a stalker on our chats, let's just be real. Not just him, yeah? We have him. Then we have Ads, our 8-figure trader, who's watching everything as well. And not just on one chat, he's watching on all freaking chats. There's a car chat that he's watching on. There's his own chats that he's watching. Guys, you are being watched 24/7, right? You are being watched 24/7, okay? Remember that. But surround yourself with people with success because, guys, law of attraction is powerful. And when you're trying to overcome your fear, you will understand that those people, right, that you're around would have gone through those fears. Okay, those people you're around would have gone through those fears. So if we are learning from them and they've overcome it and are still successful, that says a lot, right? That says so much. So we want to raise our standards and allow people to hold us account. So obviously we are held accountable by so many people, right? So many people, and we will have that. Next thing, number 7 is adopt a growth mindset, not a mindset based on results. Do a growth mindset. With whatever you're afraid of, you tend to stay in one place. So mine being my home, right? My old house, the house, our home. I'm so homesick, right? No, mine being home, okay? But however, that's one place that I won't grow in right now, okay? So you need to grow every single day. So make sure that that point that you're in, like right now in life, is that you're growing. So if you have a problem with your team, not growing. If you have a problem with your trading account, not growing, adopt a growth mindset. So you're allowed to make a mistake, guys. Who cares if you fail, right? One of the most powerful things you can do is making sure that you don't have this perfection mindset that everything has to be perfect, but you have a growth mindset where everything grows. Okay, so each day, I don't expect myself to get over this fear anytime soon. It might take me 10 years. I don't care. As long as I can get over it eventually, okay? As long as I can get over it eventually. Now, next thing, this is the best advice that I can give you guys, and there's only 3 more steps, by the way. The number 8 is find value in pain, right? Find value in pain. When you have hit a stop loss, when you don't understand something, when someone leaves your business, right? Find value in the pain that you're feeling. No one likes pain, right? But most of us in the world avoid it. But pain is an amazing teacher, okay? So if you are going through pain, it's teaching you something, right? Like if I'm going through pain right now, which I am, right? In terms of where I am, okay? By the way, it's not, I'm making it much more dramatic. It is a pretty sick place, I'm not gonna lie. But the pain that I'm feeling, first world problems, but the pain that I'm feeling, yeah, I will learn a lot from it, okay? So when you are struggling in life, guys, find pain as your teacher. Don't find me as your teacher. Don't find ads as your teacher. Don't find Jason as your teacher. Don't find all the Go Live educators as your teacher. Find your pain as your teacher. What are you learning? This is an opportunity for growth. You need to let go of the threat of survival, and then you overcome fear, okay? You are always going to survive, guys. We're going to always make sure that you will survive, but make sure that you control your own life with the pain that you are feeling, okay? Don't think that whatever you're struggling with within life right now is going to hold you back forever, okay? Find pain. And then the last 2, so number 9, accept and visualize your goals. Accept and visualize. Don't just visualize it and think, okay, cool, I have a pretty little house and then I'm fine. Guys, accept it and visualize it. So accept that you will hit your goals in life. Accept that you will be with the best person in life. Accept that you're going to have the most amazing kids in life. Accept that you are going to make your parents so freaking proud of you, right? Accept all of those things. Because guys, you can have the fancy car, you can have the big place, but you still have your fears with you, right? You still have your fears with you, and they can't go just because you've got some more money in the bank. Like Ad says, money is just numbers, right? Numbers. It won't do anything to your personality. Okay, so first you're identifying it, and then you're going to visualize your goals, and your goal visualization sets your focus, and where your focus goes, your energy flows, right? So where your focus goes, your energy flows. So if you are anxious, like of being alone, right, then that's cool. You're anxious in being alone. However, if I keep focusing on it, then my energy will go there, and then that is going to make me feel more alone. So we want to make sure that we accept it and visualize our goals, and we want to visualize the right things, the long-term goals, the 8-figure account, everything you possibly want, the most happiness you'll ever feel, the being around the best people of your life. You're going to have people that genuinely care about you every single day, okay? Visualize those kinds of things, because that will help you. And final step, guys, for me today, I'm sorry I went on, but final steps today for me is number 10, accept you are going to fail. Accept you will fail. Okay? Accept that you will have hurdles to your success. Accept that things won't go your way. Accept that you will lose money in trading. Accept that your business will go down in numbers, right? Accept it. Who cares? That's not why we're here. Accept that you are not going to get it straight away. Pain and failure can teach us a lot. Failure can teach us a lot. So guys, everyone fails, right? Successful business owners, world leaders, everyone, man, who doesn't fail? Like everyone, maybe ads, but everyone fails, guys, okay? Everyone fails. Everyone human fails, okay? Okay, so we got to understand that that in itself is our biggest fear. Because when I wrote to you and I said, write down your fear, you all said fear of failure. But guys, why do you fear failure? It's everyone fails. I fail, you fail, everyone fails. Peanut, oh my gosh, everyone fails, right? So we got to make sure that we are just happy that we'll fail and still carry on. We can lose everything, guys, and we'll still be okay. But that is it for me on my section, guys. I would love to introduce Ads, so that we've got a lot of new people on this call, and I'm super grateful that he actually, guys, let me tell you about Ads, right? This guy yesterday randomly called me up and said, okay, I'm going to Spain now. He was booking the flight to Spain, right? Guys, living the life, honestly, this shows you that trading is so powerful, that you have the freedom to be able to go anywhere. By the way, it's COVID, so what the fuck? But go anywhere and be able to go anywhere, okay? How many of you put 111 in the chat if you really want that geographical freedom that Ads has right now? 111 in the chat where you can just say, I'm going to Spain with my friends for a few days and I don't give a fuck. Guys, he's an amazing, amazing guy. For all you new guys, he is the best mentor you can possibly imagine. He is an 8-figure trader. He's helped 4,000 people trade. He has millionaires. He's helped so many millionaires, guys. And I think he's just amazing, okay? He is currently in Spain and he's jumped on this session because he is so committed to the Lions. And I'm so grateful that he did show up because, guys, that's an amazing quality to have, to be on holiday and still jump on calls. So Ad, thank you so much. We are so grateful for you. I'm going to make you host and we are good to go. But guys, put fire in the chat if you're ready for Ads' section on fear, and we are ready to go. Let's go. Thanks, Ads.
Okay, thank you so much for that training, especially, you know, kicking things off. As soon as Tyreen had told me, you know what, it's all about fear today, I was like, yes, that's actually, you know, something I love talking about, because I actually went through a time in my life where I was fearing everything just exactly like a lot of you, yeah? It took me a long time to embrace this fear. It took me a long time to overcome it. And I'll tell you, obviously, a few simple steps to break this fear factor in your mind. But at the same time, you've got to also remember that we are all human at the end of the day. Also, just to quickly confirm before I go into this, can everybody hear me clearly? I've got my headphones in anyway, it should be okay. Thank you, guys. I'm about to go out for lunch very shortly. Thank you, wicked, wicked. So yeah, I'm going to go into this, and I hope it's very, very beneficial for all of you. Make sure you take notes, and you know, you will actually use this in multiple areas of your life, and not just in trading, as Tyreen mentioned, in overall life. Yeah. So I'll only give you 3 easy, simple steps. But just before I do that, I'll explain a little bit about how, you know, I came across this fear in the first place, what I was going through, as I can only explain this stuff from experience. Yeah. So there was a few times in my life where, you know, I was actually scared to take that next step. Yeah. When I was leaving my job to go into trading, there was a few things I had to do. I had to, you know, go away from home for a little while. There's a few things I had to take major steps. Now, I had a few issues at home of my parents telling me, oh, this isn't going to work. You know, this is just like a hobby. You know, some of your parents are probably telling you exactly the same, or you don't have a proper job, you won't have a stable income. What are you going to do? What are we going to tell other people, especially us being Asian? You know, you have to have that kind of job behind you, yeah, you know, backing you. However, I so was all into the Forex industry, that I did not care or was not, you know, I was only in fear of letting my parents down. Does that make sense? Yeah, that was the only fear at that time. Whereas I knew, you know what, if I have 100% faith within myself, I can take that next step, and I know I can prove them right, yeah, or prove them wrong, for instance. I can prove myself right. I know this works. Yeah, if I've seen other people do it, and I've also, even if I've cleared £1 from the Forex market, I know I can make 100 more. I know I can make 1,000 more. I can make 1,000,000 more. Yeah, write this down as well. If you can successfully make £1 or $1, whichever, you know, region you are plugging in from right now, if you're able to make £1, $1, €1, $1 Australian, whatever your currency is, you can make 1,000,000 more. Yeah, write that down and highlight it, because this is proof that this completely works. Yeah, now even if you just add that up over multiple days, yeah, you've earned, let's say, £1 over 6 months. You've earned just under, I think it's under 181 days. Yeah, so you've earned £181, for instance, yeah, just in half a year. Now next 6 months you can double that. Yeah, next 6 months you've earned £365. Now I know this is very slow growth, and obviously you don't have to follow this, is completely fine. Yeah, but you know where I'm coming from. This completely works as long as you're doing the same thing over and over again. And that's what I had to overcome. I had to overcome the fact that, you know, I knew this works, but what am I going to tell other people? What are other people going to say? Yeah, and slowly I started to delete the fear of thinking about others and only focusing on my family, because I realized it was only my family that I really needed to put a smile on their face, yeah, rather than anyone else's out there. I had to overcome that fear, first of all. So I've been through this in the first place. I'm not even talking about fear of entering a trade or fear of sitting in drawdown. Before I even jumped fully all into Forex, I had a fear, yeah, of what is going to happen. What if they are right? Yeah. What if, you know, I do end up losing everything? What if I do have to end up starting from the beginning all over again? Yeah. What if they are right? You know, we know accounts blow, accounts can blow, but the only way it can blow is because if it's our own fault. Yeah. So what if I sharpen up on those certain attributes that I have? What if I sharpen up on those certain attributes? I can slowly delete that fear of losing, you know, my whole account, or that fear of losing that certain amount of money. Then it comes back down to the attachment of money. Yeah. You know, it obviously, as I was building up, I still needed some money to live, of course, right? Everybody needs, you know, money to live on. Not everybody has a fully mortgage paid off and things like that, which is fair enough. I was also at that stage as well. You know, when I first started, I needed money to live on. I needed to pay bills. I needed to obviously get by. Yeah. And I was in fear that what if, yeah, by the end of the month or by the end of the next few months, I don't have enough and I go through a few turbulent phases in the markets. As we all know, yeah, the market does have multiple turbulent phases. Not every day is the same. Not every week is the same. Not every month is the same. Look at what's going on during this current market situation. Yeah, we're in the COVID crisis right now. Yeah, what if this had happened beforehand? Yeah, what if this was happening while the time I was jumping into the markets? Yeah, I may not have been able to trade it the way I'm able to trade it now. Yeah, however, I could also think the other way. What if there is high volatility in the markets and I jump straight into it and I kill it from the volatility? Yeah, which has been happening. Once you delete that fear out of your mind, it won't happen overnight. And I will give you another quote today, or I'll share a quote and tag a lot of you in it and obviously just repost it. But here is step one. Yeah, step one is embracing fear. So write that down. Embrace the fear. Fear is part of human nature and every single one of us experience it. Yeah, so embrace fear and focus on dealing with it. Understand, like I said, we're all human. As Tyreen was saying, you know, what are your excuses? Yeah, about you know, what kind of fear do you have all the time? And I saw some people write fear of what others are going to think. Yeah, my reaction to that was, it's okay, I'm human. It's okay to be scared. Yeah, first thing, be self-aware of it. Once you are self-aware of what you are scared of, you know where to find the solution on how to delete that kind of fear. Yeah, so understand that you are human. It's okay to have that fear. Every single one of us has that fear. Yeah, the more flaws you're able to pick up on yourself, that you are self-aware of, you are able to also overcome, yeah, as time comes along. Now, did you know the actual definition of fear is overthinking something that hasn't even happened yet? Yeah, did you know that? Write that down as well. That is the actual definition of fear. Overthinking a scenario or situation that hasn't even happened yet. So once again, type in what you are scared of. Yeah, what are you scared of? What are you in fear of? So, you know, I'll read out some of them, and also others add to it as well. Yeah, what people will think is what Sarah said. What people will think, they haven't even thought that yet. Yeah, this is still in the future, that hasn't even happened yet. This also comes back down to living in the present moment and living in the now, not caring what is going to happen in the future, but embracing what is going to happen in the future instead. Yeah, today I'm tired. Okay, that might be living in the present. Yeah, but you may not be tired later on if you whack a few coffees down. Yeah, you'll be all right. Or if you do a few press ups, you'll be okay. Your heart is back up again. Yeah, at a positive stage. Your heartbeat is pumping. You're okay again. Yeah, no time. That might be a current fear right now. Somebody wrote no time. Yeah, that might be a current fear, no time. But what if you work out your whole schedule and start deleting things that don't really need to be there later on down the day, yeah, or later on down in the week? That's what I do. Yeah, I work out every single thing that needs to be done, and I make time for everything. Yeah, I was actually supposed to go for lunch right now. My friends have gone, but I've stayed behind for this call because I made the time for it. Yeah, my food can come after. It's absolutely fine. Yeah, make time for everything. People might not like me. Yeah, this hasn't even happened yet. I bet people love you. Yeah, I bet people around you love you, Kelsey. Trust me. Yeah, I'm not smart enough for you. Don't worry. Phoebe, that's not even a fear for you. Yeah, but look, not being able to look after my family. Trust me, I had the exact same fear rage. Yeah, but I knew, you know what? All I had to do was do the maths correctly. Yeah, if I could make £1 every single day, I can make £10 every single day. I can make £100 every single day, and I can make £1,000 every single day. And I knew all I needed to be consistent with the small amounts, and I knew that can upscale at any point, as we are in an industry of unlimited income potential. Yeah. So embrace the fear is the first step. Now, second step, identify the source of fear. Yeah. So most of us know the source of fear. Yeah. Learn to identify the good kind of fear from irrational fear, so you can focus on acting on it. Yeah. So the good kind of fear is, and there's irrational kinds of fear as well. Now, let's say you are about to jump out of a plane. Yeah. Obviously with a parachute, and obviously you're skydiving in a luxurious place, hopefully. Yeah. Let's say you're about to jump out of a plane. Did you know just before just after, or while they're counting down from 3, 2, 1, yeah, they actually push you out on 2, yeah, because on 1 everybody grips the side really, really hard, yeah, and that is just a natural instinct, because they have that last minute thought of dying. Yeah, everybody has that last minute thought of dying. Yeah, they think, okay, I'm gonna jump out of this plane and something may happen. Yeah, but it hasn't even happened yet. They push you out on 2 because they know that is when you are the most relaxed. Yeah, they push you out on 2, and that all comes back down to the irrational fear. Now, good fear, you can turn all of this into the good kind of fear. Yeah, so identify the source of fear, and obviously number 1 is embrace your fear, accept it. Yeah. Second, like I said, is identifying the source of your fear, because once you've identified it, you understand what it is, you can now work out a solution for it. Yeah, you can work a solution for it. So, if you're scared of not making it, or what other people may think, as long as you only care what you think, you don't have to care what other people think. Like, I have a saying in my head, and Tyrene has mentioned this before to myself as well. Like, how do you get over the fact of what people care, or what people say, or what if they say this, or what if people see this or see you doing this or whatever. I say, you know what, the only people that will actually bother me right now of what their thoughts are of me are my parents. Anybody else is like second nature to me now. Yeah, or is second. My parents, as long as I can keep my parents happy, as long as I'm not doing anything wrong against them, I don't care what anyone else thinks. Yeah, I really don't care what anyone else thinks. And it doesn't really bother me because my only first goal was to make sure that they are happy and they are good for the rest of their life. And I have made sure that has been possible now. Yeah. So as long as they are always happy with whatever I do, I will be happy as well. Yeah. Whatever anyone else thinks, it doesn't bother me. It won't stop me. You know, people may say, obviously everyone gets haters all the time. It's absolutely fine. But do you really care? Yeah. Clearly not, because you are still here on this call trying to attack your goals every single day, every single hour of the day without fail to chase and hit your goals. Now, finally, and this is the last one that I'm going to leave you with before I obviously end off with a quote as well. Use fear to make better decisions. Yeah. So use this fear to make the better decisions. So understand what you are scared of, then get out of that emotional state. So, you know, this is going into a bit of psychology a bit. I won't go too deep into it, but you have two parts of your brain. Yeah. One part of your brain is the amygdala. One part of the brain is the neocortex. Now, the neocortex is the logical side of your brain. The amygdala is the emotional side of your brain. Yeah. Now, only one can think at a time. Yeah. When one is present, the other one is not. When the other is present, the other one is not. Yeah. Does that make sense? So you need to make sure, or you need to understand which part of your brain you are using at all times. Is it the amygdala making these thoughts in your head, or is it the neocortex? If it's the neocortex, you kind of know how it's the neocortex making these decisions in your brain or creating these thoughts. Yeah. Because they start to become logical. They're more numbers. They're more facts. When it's emotions, it's more about, to be honest, emotions is more about others. Yeah. What others are going to do, or it's about something to do with the future. Yeah. It's okay. Look, we're all human and we do have emotions, but as long as we understand what's an emotional thought and what is a logical thought, we can start to split the two into different categories. Does that make sense? I won't go too much into psychology right now. I might go into it in a whole different hour and another day instead. So, you know, this is a whole different topic, yeah, which I've read up on for multiple years in a row. And I'm still very, very, you know, interested in that subject. You might find me weird. You might find me, you know, you might find it good. But as long as it benefits a lot of you, and you can even take away something small from it, and it helps you in changing you in some sort of way, then, you know, my job is done there. Yeah. So that is the last part. Understand which side of the brain you are using. Yeah. And then, you know, you can use this to make better decisions. You could be like, okay, that was an emotional thought. Now, what is a logical thought that, you know, along the same category? For instance, let's say I'm about to cross the road and I need to run across the road, but there's so many cars coming. Yeah. And am I scared I'm going to get hit? Now let's make a logical decision. Yeah. If I'm thinking emotionally, I probably will get hit because I will try my best. You know, I'll be scared. I'll be like, oh my God, shit. You know, I'm going to get hit by a bus. I'm going to get hit by a coach. Oh my God. Or I can think logically. Yeah. I can think logically. Okay. If I don't step out yet and I step out in about 2 seconds, I might be able to make it to the next stage. Yeah. And then I wait. And then there'll be another stage. I'll step out onto the road again. Yeah. And take, you know, the next set of traffic lights and I'll be okay. Yeah. You know, think logically rather than emotionally at all times. Now, lastly, I want to leave you with a quote, and I want you to all write this in the chat, share it on social media as much as possible, because you're going to start to embrace this from today onwards. Yeah. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. Yeah. It's not. It's the knowledge that you can perform your best in the face of stress and uncertainty. Yeah. So I'll repeat that again. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the knowledge that you can perform your best in the face of stress and uncertainty. Yeah. So I hope that has been very, very helpful to you guys. Share that everywhere. Write it in the chat, write it in our Purple Lions chat, in the inner circle, and everywhere you can on social media, because from today onwards, you're going to be embracing all of your fears. So the first step, you know, be self-aware of what your fears are, understand you're human, it's okay. And now understand which part of your brain you are using and start clicking more with the neocortex side of your brain, which is the logical side of your brain, and make decisions only based on logic from now on. Yeah. Other than that, thank you so much for plugging in. I'm going to go enjoy myself at the beach for a little while before I've got a few more calls with my team. And then, you know, I'll take it forward from there. But yeah, thank you all for plugging in, and I'm going to hand it back to Tyreen right now.
Thank you so much, Ads. That was amazing. So happy and grateful that you're here. Guys, thank you so much for plugging into our trainings today. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you do actually subscribe to our Purple Lions YouTube channel. Make sure you comment on the video as soon as you see it, and make sure you like it, guys. We are growing crazy amounts on YouTube right now, so make sure you do support us, and make sure that you are pumping in our YouTube channel everywhere you go. But thank you so much, guys. Have an amazing day. Make sure you go live today, and make sure you are the best you can be. Take care. Bye.